Oh my goodness, I think I'm in Florida. 82. Hey guys, I cleaned my lens. Did you notice? It's a little better, I think. Anyway, fixing to go. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pay for this truck, so I ain't gotta worry about it next week, and probably find something to eat. And I got a little bit of vlogging to do because I haven't vlogged in a while, and well, I need to get back to that. So let me get on the road and then I'll get back to you. So we're gonna head up to Enterprise, and there's a couple things I wanted to talk about today, a couple things on my mind. You guys know I do vehicle reviews, and obviously I get all my cars from Enterprise. Obviously I pay for all the cars that I get. So nothing that I do is sponsored by anyone, and not that I'm not looking for sponsors, but at the same time, at this point, I really enjoy being able to do what I want to do and say what I want to say and not have to answer to anyone. If Chevrolet picked up and started wanting to sponsor and send vehicles out, you know, for me to review, then I would feel an obligation to not give them a bad review, and I don't really want to do that. So not that I wouldn't pick up a sponsor. I would want someone maybe like Ford or someone that I like, Chrysler. You know, one of those two would be nice. But I don't want to pick up someone like Chevrolet, because Chevrolet's got a broad variety of good and bad, and a lot of bad, and I've said a lot of bad things about them, and they're just not my cup of tea. And so with that in mind, having them as a sponsor would kind of make me have a biased opinion. So anyway, on to my point. Every bit of the vehicle reviews that I do, I pay for. And, you know, I pay for my own vehicles. I do my own reviews. I do everything the way that I want to do it. And it sucks having to pay, but at the same time, I get to say what I want to say, which is a good thing. I hear the turbos. I'm just listening to turbos right now. Anyway, so when I do vehicle reviews, I usually like to watch a couple other reviews to kind of pick up on some things that they said and talked about, to kind of get an idea of how I want to do mine. When I rent a car, such as this one, for example, the F-150, I did a bunch of Google searching, YouTube searching for F-150 reviews. Just to see, you know, what they talked about, what they liked and didn't like about the car, and stuff like that. Then I'll go and do my review and talk about, you know, basically what I want to talk about, and try to cover some things that they talk about. So basically, what I'm getting at, let me get to my point. One reviewer that I like to watch is called the Fast Lane Truck. They review cars and, you know, whatnot. In one of their videos, they said that they lived near a mountain, which they do runs on, at a 7% grade. The mountain is 7% grade. And they mentioned in the video that 7% is the maximum allowable for a U.S. highway. And then they brag about that pretty much every time they do a video. So I just wanted to point out that a local mountain here that I have videoed driving on before, called Spruce Pine Mountain, is 14% grade, not 7. So I'll get more into that later. I'm going to go in here and read. Sorry guys, I was a little slow at coming back there. I went into Enterprise, and there was someone new there, and I was trying to explain to her what I wanted to do, and I knew she couldn't do it, but she said she could, and I was like, okay, whatever. So anyway, I think they got me squared away. Honestly, I didn't even check. I was interrupted by a phone call, and I had to go take that phone call, and I just left. So they understood, I'm sure. So phone call kind of put me in a good mood though, because yesterday I noticed that I was charged a non-sufficient funds fee through my bank, the bank that I use. And it was due to PayPal trying to take money again without my permission. And I'm just like, this is bull. You know, I'm really getting tired of this. Like, PayPal I don't set up billing agreements. I don't do anything that would cause PayPal to want to touch my bank account. The other day, I paid an eBay auction $30. And when I went to the checkout, I very clearly clicked use debit card. Because I had the money on my debit card. I still do have it right now. And I thought that it went through. And what it had actually done is, for some odd reason, it reverted back to instant transfer, federal savings, whatever. Piece of shit. Anyway, tried to hit my bank account. It was declined because I didn't have money in that particular account. And because I have separate accounts. I have like 4 accounts. And one is for online purchases, which I only put money in when I purchase online, because it just feels safer that way. If someone gets a hold of my PayPal password, I'd rather them not be able to spend everything I've got. So I got a non-sufficient funds charge, and I explained to the lady on the phone that, I felt like the charge was false, that I never even authorized PayPal to take money. Obviously, apparently I did, but it was not my intention. I wanted them to take it from the debit card, not my actual instant transfer bank account. And so she basically told me that because this had happened last year with PayPal, there was nothing she could do, that I would have to just cancel my PayPal account, which in itself kind of causes an issue, because, see, PayPal, if they don't get their money, will hit the account again until they get their money. And so if they hit it again, it would just generate another non-sufficient funds. I wasn't about to go deposit $30 for PayPal plus the $29 non-sufficient funds fee that they had charged me. They weren't getting that fee. I would close the account before I'd pay that. So the lady gave me a runaround for a good 10-15 minutes on the phone, basically told me to get bent, and I asked to speak to her supervisor. At that point, she hung up on me. And I'm confident that she hung up on me. She claims that she tried to transfer me and then it just magically disconnected. But I'm confident that she actually took the step to hang up on me. So I got a call back within minutes of their automated system wanting my feedback rating of how it, and I gave her a 1 out of 10. It's like, this bitch don't know what she's doing. And I didn't leave a comment. It asked for a comment. I didn't leave one. And so anyway, while I was extending this truck, I got a phone call from my bank. Thank goodness for caller ID, because, normal cell phones have like caller ID with a number, and you see a number you don't recognize, and you're like, okay, that's weird. But this was caller name ID, which is something I pay extra for. That's something I enjoy. So caller name ID, why are these cars slowing down? I just killed my cruise by 3, and I'm still not slowing down. I killed it by 2 more, and as you can see, they're still not pulling away. Anyway, so I answered the phone, and it was USAA. I didn't want to say the name of my bank. Friggin' A. The lady on the phone tells me she had received the feedback that I left yesterday and wanted to know what they could do to make my experience better. So I explained to her that the lady was, not really helpful at all, just basically told me no, gave me the runaround for a while, and then ended up disconnecting the call on me. I don't know if she purposely disconnected the call or not, but I know that she disconnected the call regardless. And I just assumed at that point that it was purpose because, of how she had acted up until that point. And I told her that I was able to call right back and get someone else to solve the issue within minutes, and that it was solved. And so yeah, but anyway, she wanted to explain to me that that sort of behavior wouldn't be tolerated, and the lady would be retrained, basically. So I thought that was hilarious. I'm fixing to get a ticket because I'm not having riding behind these idiots. I'm fixing to find me a right lane, and I'm fixing to go 105 to be honest. So yeah, Anyway, now that I'm on the track of getting a ticket, so that's one thing I was going to talk about today, I guess, which is in the bag now. Which I actually wasn't what I was going to talk about. But back to my rant about the local mountain at my house. It's called Spruce Pine Mountain. I've posted videos of driving up it before, and it has a 14% grade. And 14%, according to some car reviewers, is actually more, double, what is, quote, allowable on a U.S. highway. Because apparently 7% is the maximum allowable, but whatever. So, anyway, just wanted to point that out. I'd love to do some towing reviews, you know, hook something to this truck and tow with it, whatever, but really, I'm not in a position to be able to do that. Like, this particular truck doesn't even have a towing hitch, and even if it did, I don't have anything to tow. My dad has a pretty heavy trailer, but it's not registered, so it has no license plate, and that wouldn't be fun to get caught doing all that. So I don't know what I want to do, but it would be nice because I do have all these mountains at me. I've got one mountain which is interstate traffic, going at a 6% grade, and then I have another mountain which is it's not interstate, I guess it's just highway traffic, at a 14% grade. So I could do some really nice video reviews with that particular, but whatever. So now that I have rambled long enough, I want to talk about one more thing that's on my mind. And someone's not going to like me for doing it, but I'm just going to do it. My friend Avery, he vlogs. We were supposed to vlog together. I was supposed to start vlogging. He was supposed to vlog. And he has vlogged, I think, 50-some days in a row now, non-stop. And I vlogged one. So, so yeah, I didn't even hold up to my weekly vlogging, which whatever, stuff was going on and I just didn't feel like vlogging. So, but in either case, I didn't hold up to any of that. Avery has caught himself in a situation. His car, which he had, I don't remember what kind it was, Subaru something, had a turbo, that's all I know. Apparently the turbo blew, or the engine blew, or something blew, and it was going to need pretty much a whole new engine to fix it. More money than he was willing to put into it. The problem is that he owed on the car. So, in order to get rid of the car, he had to pay the loan off, obviously. I don't know how he managed to do all that. I don't know the specifics of all that. But anyway, he sold the car, got like $2,000 for it, and it's blue books for like $8,000, but you know, it was damaged. Which I was surprised he got $2,000 for it. But anyway, he went on looking for a new car. And I don't know what it is. He's just a Subaru guy, and something about a hatchback. I don't know. He just wants him a hatchback. I just don't understand it. But anyway, he found him a Subaru Legacy hatchback. Pretty much everything that he wanted. And I don't know how much it was. And honestly, I believe that he's telling me a story on not knowing how much he paid for it. But apparently this chick had this Subaru Legacy she wanted to sell. It was under a loan, and she only wanted the payoff. And all he had to do was go to the bank, sign the paperwork to have the loan transferred over to his name, or his mom's name, really. And it was his. So they had scheduled to meet, I think it was on a Thursday, to do all this paperwork and sign and get it. The problem is, the chick clearly wanted the car for Memorial Day. I guess she had plans, wanted to go hang out with family, whatever it was she was doing, wanted to keep the car through Memorial Day. So she wouldn't sign her paperwork until the following week because she wanted to keep the car. Which, to me, is bullcrap. She was giving him a runaround on purpose because she wanted to keep the car. And he knew it. And, I mean, it was pretty obvious. This was just it was an intentional runaround. So I told him that, you know, I understand he wants the car, he wants it bad, and that's number one mistake when you buy a car. You don't ever want a car bad. But anyway, he wanted the car bad, but he needed to try to play her a little bit because she was clearly playing him. So I told him that I would tell her that if she didn't sign the paperwork by the end of the week, I think they met on Friday or Thursday, one of those 2 days. If she didn't sign the paperwork by the end of the week, then you were just going to look elsewhere. And even though he wasn't actually going to back out, make her think that he was going to back out just for a second, just to see if she gives any leeway on that. You know, if she gives in, it's like, okay, well, I'll rent a car instead, you know. He wouldn't do it. No way, no how. I want this car. This is my car. So she gets her way and she keeps the car through Memorial Day. And on Sunday, the day before Memorial Day, she calls him and tells him she's wrecked it. And, you know, who didn't see that coming? Apparently she backed into somebody. It was entirely her fault. And there's now damage on the back bumper of the car. You can watch his vlog if you want to, you know, see all this. He vlogs every day and vlogs about the car. So anyway, now there's damage on the back of the car. And he's like, well, when she gets it fixed, we'll go get it. I'm just like, what? No. This is the point where you say, you did this to yourself. You made your bed, now lay in it. This is the point where you start looking for another car. And if she fixes it within a week and you haven't found a better car, then maybe you'll take it. But at this point, this is when you start looking for a better car, because she caused this problem and now she's the reason the car's damaged. Nothing to him. They went and signed the paperwork before the car was even fixed because, and this was his excuse, she had no intention of fixing it. He bought the car. Oh my gosh. And his only excuse is, it's such a good deal. Okay, well, what kind of deal is it? I don't know. I don't know what we paid. Yeah, right. Right. You don't know what you paid. So, I mean, it's just, and I get, it's probably none of my business, but I don't like someone to just sit there and lie to me about it. You know, if you're going to sit and tell me all these stories about what's going on with your car and everything else, then follow through with the fucking story and tell me how much you paid for it. I mean, if it really was such a good deal, the Kelley Blue Book's like 7 or 8. If you paid like 5 for it with the damage, then yeah, that's a pretty good deal. Granted, nothing else is wrong with it. That's a pretty good deal. But my main issue is that, did he just blow at me? Anyway, my main issue is that if the car was such a good deal, then there's probably a reason why the car was such a good deal. That reason may be that there's something about to go wrong with the car. And I don't know that for sure. That's just an assumption. But you know, usually if you have a car and you have a loan on it and you want out from under it right now, there's probably a reason. And if it really was such a good deal as he claims, then, well, then there's probably a reason. So, anyway, this car, I know you've seen him, kind of like almost pulled out in front of me. He stopped and I was like, what the crap? Went around him and he blew his horn and now he's riding my butt. So he's fixing to get some brake check treatment. You want to see him? Yeah, you can see him. Probably. I don't know. I'm taking my left lane. So yeah, you can see him. No, you can't see him. But whatever. Convertible. Rich guy. Thinks he knows everything. Probably not rich. Rich around the butthole. That's about it. Anyway, so yeah, not to rag on Avery or anything, but you know, if he's got such a good deal, yes, I did do that. I stopped in the lane. I didn't go in the turn lane. Anyway, if he got such a good deal, at least he could do is, you know, fill me in. Don't tell me half the story and leave me hanging and want my opinion on something and then not tell me the whole story. Because my assumption is he wanted the car too bad. He overpaid for it, and now he's stuck with an accident. So, whatever. I'm going to go in and get me some Firehouse.